What you saw is this heartless, evil art gallery owner in San Francisco spraying an unhoused Black woman. And let me say from the start, even if it was an unhoused white woman, purple woman, yellow woman, green woman, or unhoused, whatever, in the whole rainbow, what this man did is outrageous, and he needs to be arrested for assault. Come get him. And it's on video. The video didn't lie. So here's more on this heartbreaking encounter. Collier Gwin, the owner of the Foster Gwin Gallery in the California city's upscale Jackson Square neighborhood, admitted that he hosed down the woman to get her off his sidewalk on Monday. This reporting is coming from the New York Post. Now, the last I heard, Jackson, I'm gonna let you jump into this real quick. Sidewalks were public property, but this dude, I wanna call him something else, claims he owns the sidewalk. And even if he did, but he doesn't, what he did to this woman, to this lady, was callous, was evil, was mean, was unacceptable, and he needs to be arrested.
Yeah, it was disgusting. Like you said, callous and evil. And there's so many other things that he could have done. Obviously, one, just talking to her, treating her like a person. If she really needed to move, he could have talked to her, figured out what was going on. And even if the situation was negative, he could have, this may be difficult to say, but call the police. Calling the police would have been better than spraying someone with water. She had on a jacket, so it's clearly a little cold out there, which obviously could lead to being sick. So there's just so many other things that he could have done instead of that. It really was just hard to watch because you have to be rather sadistic to even think to do that. He absolutely enjoyed it. It made him feel powerful.
Yeah, you definitely do. Sadistic is the proper word to describe this. And you know what? He's refusing to apologize. Check this out.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, I didn't want to spray her with the hose, and my mind would not have done that if this hadn't been constantly exacerbated over and over and over. But I find it hard to apologize when we've had no help on this situation by taking her to some sort of help for psychiatric evaluation.
So now let me get this right. He's the one being harmed. And then he alludes in his comments that maybe the lady might need some psychiatric evaluation. You know what? That makes it even worse. Because if he did believe in his heart that this woman had some type of mental health challenge, on top of that, you sprayed her with a hose anyway. And let me just tell you something, because I'm in paper throwing mode. This reminds me of the water hoses that was used on Black folks fighting for civil rights. Okay, I'm throwing papers now. I'm all over it. That this man would do this to this woman. And she is a Black woman. So all kinds of thoughts are bubbling up in my head, and I'm sure in yours as well. And then he got the pure, unadulterated gall to try to blame the victim. California, you know what? Get him. There has to be some assault charges filed on this man. And anybody that frequents this gallery should boycott this gallery. This man just said he ain't gonna apologize. And that's the least he can do. Jackson, I mean, Minister Malcolm X said one of the most disrespected people walking the earth, and I'm paraphrasing him, is the Black woman.
100%. And the fact is, he wouldn't have sprayed anybody who was any kind of physically threatening to him.
Come on.
That wouldn't have happened. Like, plain and simple. Even if it was like a 16-year-old teenage boy, he wouldn't have sprayed him like that. He did it because he knew that she wasn't going to beat him up or anything like that. And then too, that it obviously doesn't help with the branding or marketing of his shop. It's like, I don't really care that much about people. So yeah, come to my art gallery. So I definitely hope, and it's in California too, which is a rather liberal state. So, I mean, he needs to go to Arkansas somewhere and do that. I mean, he don't need to do that nowhere, but he's not in an environment that generally supports that type of stuff anyway. And there's a huge homeless issue in California, but come on.
we'll see if they're gonna tolerate it. Let's see if there are gonna be some consequences and repercussions for this gallery owner. Now, Gwin was further quoted as saying, "The whole neighborhood is a part of this situation. The police force is a part of this situation. The city and the social services is a part of this situation. There have been repeated attempts to try to help this woman who is psychotic." Again, if the lady has a mental health problem, this is not how you solve it. This is not how you treat her. You treated her less than, I wouldn't even want to see an animal treated this way. But you did this to her. And you felt very comfortable doing it because most likely there won't be repercussions and consequences for your actions. Something wrong with you, man. You the one that need to go and get a psych eval. Because you gotta be pretty sick to treat another human being who you think may have mental health challenges that way. Something wrong with you, really. Gwin was rightfully met with backlash, including from city officials. City officials better do more than talk the talk, but let's put up what they said. "I don't care how frustrated somebody is, this is not the way human beings treat other human beings." And that's coming from Aaron Peskin, president of the San Francisco Board of Supervisors. Mr. President, we wanna see more than this quote up there. Yeah, we do. And especially at a time when California is being battered with horrendous weather. We've all seen the reports about what is happening in the state of California at this time. California is nowhere near done with the recent string of storms that have killed at least 17 people since last month, driven thousands from their homes and submerged roads and communities under flood waters. That reporting coming from USA Today. Really, but that didn't matter to this man. And what this art gallery owner did is anti-black, is anti-unhoused, and it's just pure cruelty. We should put his smug shot up, because I want people to know exactly who did this and where his gallery is exactly located. Y'all need to boycott that man, protest this dude. But this is also a reminder that the elected officials of San Francisco and the state of California need to act. And I mean right away. According to an August 2022 report, for every one person a San Francisco program houses, an estimated 4 will become unhoused because the city's Department of Homelessness and Supportive Housing has not been able to keep pace with inflow of people who become newly homeless or return to homelessness throughout the year. That is what an August report revealed. So Jackson, a lot of work must be done here. We can't overstate how cruel this man was to this lady, and he should have to suffer for it, legally for it.
Absolutely, he should have to suffer legal for it, and this highlights the issue of homelessness in the country, and that we have to do something more about it than just shuffle them away somewhere else. Because if you shuffle them away somewhere else, they're still going to be there. And of course, that doesn't solve the issue of more people and new people becoming homeless. So it's just a huge mess.
It is a mess, and this is really disgusting. Anybody that cares just about just basic human dignity would have to say that what this man did was very, very cruel.